Every addiction is doing things that we don't want to do, and we keep doing it, even though we don't want to do it. But there's a reason why we're doing it. You know, what's the need that you're getting met? Every addiction is meeting a need, whether it's a sex addiction, a misery addiction, because we all know someone that has an addiction to misery, no matter how much help you give them, because they're getting something fed, they're getting attention, whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, or your phone. You know what, bro? I think it's just an old habit. It's just an old habit. And how you know, let's look at addicts, right? Because in a way it's an addiction. Addicts, how you stop addicts from taking a drug is you can't tell them to stop and how important it is. You've got to replace it with something else. Whether that's faith, religion, a good, you know, knitting class or whatever, a community, it has to be replaced with something else. So here's an idea. Every time you have an urge to pick up your phone, say, now that I've had this thought, I'm going to wait 5 minutes. Now imagine if you just built that up. Let's say over 30 days or 60 days, you had conditioned yourself to every time you get a buzz, whatever, you're just going to wait 5 minutes. What are you conditioning yourself to do? Wait 5 minutes? No, it's way bigger than that. You're conditioning yourself to not react. And eventually you'll just start realizing, actually, I can wait. And that's the first start. Rather than saying, oh, not touch it for 8 hours or climb another mountain, it's just changing the association from when there's a buzz, I must react, to I react when I feel like reacting. And you can still check your phone every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, but that's probably less than you check it, right? Yeah. And you're doing it proactively rather than reactively. And that's a very different feeling, because you're saying, I'm checking my phone because I want to check my phone, versus I feel like I need to check my phone. And all words carry frequency, all thoughts carry frequency. If you say, I need to check my phone, I have to check my phone, I should check my phone, feel the frequency of those words. But if you're like, no, I'll check it when I want to check it, it's very different. And honestly, I think if you practice that, the time between you checking your phone over 60 to 90 days will get longer and longer and longer and longer. And you're not going to undo a habit of 20 years, whatever, in even 3 months. But it's just start with that 5-minute thing. And, you know, sometimes I teach this in coaching, right? Sometimes for us to let something go, we have to send it away with gratitude. You checking your phone every second of the day is part of what made you so incredibly successful. Because you don't delay, you don't procrastinate, you're on things all the time. But sometimes things serve us, people serve us, habits serve us up until a certain point where you have to say, thank you, but no thank you. This no longer serves me anymore. You know, I want more peace, I want more time with my daughter, etc. Thank you, you did serve me. And that's a part of the letting go process. And then you can be like, okay, I'm grateful for that, but it doesn't actually serve me anymore. And here's how it doesn't serve me anymore. It's taking me away from my daughter, for example. I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah, completely. And I mean, I think it was yesterday or the day before. So actually, you know what it was? I was going to pick Harley up. I had to pick her up from the yard. And I was leaving town. And just as I was getting to my car, my phone died. Didn't have a charger in the car. I was going to have to come past this house anyway on the way to the yard, but it was going to take me 20 minutes to get here. Let's say another 15 minutes from here to go and pick her up from the yard. But the 20 minutes here was the most anxious 20 minutes of my life, not having the telephone. And I stopped here so that I could plug my phone in here just to charge it for 5 minutes so I could get it turned on, so I'd actually have some charge on the 15 minutes of the journey to go and pick her up. And I'm thinking, Matt, you are fucking nuts. Like, you know, and this was not for reasons of, oh, I need my phone to be on so I can ring Harley and tell her to come outside. This was just me thinking, fuck, 35 minutes in the car at, you know, 5 p.m. in the afternoon. I need to be doing some business. And it's frazzles my head. It's not good.
No, it's not healthy based on what you're saying. It doesn't sound very healthy. And I think in a way it's just an addiction, you know, and look, every addiction is doing things that we don't want to do, and we keep doing it even though we don't want to do it, but there's a reason why we're doing it. You know, what's the need that you're getting met? Every addiction is meeting a need, whether it's a sex addiction, a misery addiction, because we all know someone that has an addiction to misery, no matter how much help you give them, because they're getting something fed, they're getting attention, whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, or your phone. Yes, I said before, you have to replace that habit with another habit, but also you have to understand, why is that addiction there? So maybe think about, right, what's the addiction that I have? You know, don't put too much emphasis on the word addiction, because I think of you as like an incredibly strong person and very strong-minded person. But in terms of a habit, a habitual thing in your life, well, what's this addiction there? Why do I keep going back there? Is it from, you know, is it from not being on top of things because of failures that you had in the past and not wanting that to happen again, or to resurface, that no, I have to be on top of everything all the time? You know, that's something to look at. Or is it just a bad habit, you know, from just bad practices over years, just always being on your phone?